Hi travelers, Tara here, Hidden Lotus Tarot, and I'm going to be coming to you today with an open reading. This will be the first open reading for the month of February 2017. And I'm going to break it down. I'm going to do 30 minutes for work and career, and then I'm going to do 30 minutes for romance and personal relationships. However, before I get started, there's a couple of announcements that I'd like to make. Uh, I'm offering a new membership subscription service on the site. And what you get access to the individual monthly readings. That's where will now be located. But there's also astrology videos. You can get a free birth chart. There will be metaphysical videos. And then there's also the premium articles. So this is things that are going to be about the tarot. They're going to be about astrology. They're going to be about metaphysics. There are 3 subscription options. You can get 30 days for $7. You can try it out that way. It's only $7. You don't have to renew if you don't want to. You don't like it. You don't think it's worth it. Then you don't, have to renew. Then I have a recurring 6-month membership, which is $28. And then I have a yearly subscription, which is recurring, for $50. And those, once you pay the 7, the 28, or the 50, that gives you access to everything on the site. I do have a few free things that are there. Mostly these are going to be articles. Now, what I wanted to talk about was for those of you who have purchased membership options, whether you've gotten whatever membership option that you've purchased, the next time you go over to the site, I want to ask that you please subscribe to the blog. It's 2 separate things. What I'm asking you to do is free. It doesn't cost anything. You have paid for your membership option. So when you go to the front page, right above the current planetary positions, you will see a little widget that says subscribe here. The reason why I'm having to ask you to do that, because you're not being notified when I make new posts. Well, there's 2 things that I can do. I can either just post crap and let you guys log in and log out when you feel like it, or however many times you want to do that. Or you can simply sign up to subscribe to the blog. That way you'll be notified when there's a new article posted, a new video posted, things of that nature. If I were to, I could go ahead and purchase another plugin to send out a monthly newsletter, but I'm sick of purchasing plugins and I'm kind of sick of screwing around with the site. I want to tweak it a little bit more, go ahead and get my stuff in place like I need it. And this would help me out tremendously. So for those of you who have paid for your membership and you are not being notified, and I haven't been putting up anything, so even the people who just subscribed to the blog have not been receiving anything, but that's because I've been working on getting the membership option set up. So I'm about to start. I've already got some articles that I'm writing in the pipeline that are going to be coming. For those people who have the membership options, there are going to be ebooks coming. So I just kind of want you to hang in there. I am one person. There's only so much I can get done, in a day. But if you would just do me that favor, you membership option people, go back to the site and sign up for the blog. Okay. And that way you are going to be notified whenever I post anything new. I don't know why the membership plugin doesn't come with that option. It comes with the option for me to use MailChimp, but I'm not using MailChimp. I got enough accounts already. So I just don't want to deal with that. So anyway, that's what I wanted to say to you. And so now that I have that done, we're going to go ahead and get started with the reading. So as I said, we're going to start with work and career and money, because I know that some of you are not interested in romance. We're trying to get paid, right? So we're going to use the Marseille Tarot. And the Marseille Tarot is the oldest tarot deck, still in existence anyway, in the world. And it dates back to the 13th century. Sometimes when I do personal readings with these, I usually there's a companion book that a guy wrote, because really these cards don't come with the white book. So there really are no meanings for these. You work strictly on intuition. But when I do personal readings, I like to give people the interpretations out of the book that the guy wrote, because a lot of times they really, really drive things home for people. But in this instance, since this is general and I'm going to be reading for a lot of people, I'm just going to go based on intuition. So because this is a general open reading, the messages may not resonate with you. And in that case, you know, it's always good to purchase a personal reading if you want to know. By the way, I think I'm going to be lowering the prices on the personal readings. And I think that's only fair if you're purchasing a subscription option. That will come in a post, that notification. So if you don't sign up, you're not going to know about it. I don't know what the price, how much I'm going to take off. I've lowered the prices already once, but then this is going to be it. I think it's only fair for those people who have purchased a membership that I lower the price on the readings. So there you have it. I don't know when I'm going to be getting around to that today or not, but we shall see. So, but it does require a personal reading. Oh, crap. Somebody emailed me for a video reading. I don't think I even got back to you. I will email you as soon as I'm done with this. And and I'll let you know when I can get to your video. Okay? Jesus. Well, the Fool has decided to make a, that's kind of apt, an appearance here. So if you want to book a reading by phone, you simply go to the menu tab. And there is a tab, a little button there that says reading by phone. But when you click on it, there's a side menu that comes out. And there's a tab at the top that says important information on booking. I do ask that you please read that before you submit any payment or a booking form, because that's going to tell you everything that you need to know about how I conduct the readings, how I do them, what information I need from you. If you want to get a video reading, the instructions for that are on the page for video reading. So with that said, this is for no specific time frame, no specific time sign. We're going to do 9 cards, 30 minutes, work and career. All right, here we go. I'm going to put one more good rifle on these. Okay, so we know that the Fool has already presented himself. The World card. The Knight of Wands. The Queen of Wands. The Tower. The Two of Cups. The Ace of Wands. Wow, the Six of Cups. And the Justice card. So this could really read anyway, to be honest with you. And underneath, wow, I have the Hierophant. So I do have with me the Indovinas. I can't even talk, y'all. The Indovina Sibilas. And for the new subscribers to the channel, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. For my diehard subscribers for sticking around with me this long, thank you. I appreciate that as well. Now, for those of you who don't know anything about the way the tarot is set up, the tarot is broken into 2 separate distinct groups. One group is known as the Major Arcana. They are numbered from 0 to 21. Although there are 22 cards, they're numbered from 0. He's the 0 card, the Fool. And then the World card, look at that, is the number 21. So these are our life lessons and our spiritual lessons, okay? So this is the higher purpose or the higher meaning. And then we have what are known as the pip cards. And the pip cards are going to be our numbered cards, like the Two of Cups, the Six of Cups. It's going to include all of our aces, what we have here. And it will also include our court cards. So these are our queens, kings, knights, and pages. So whenever Major Arcana make an appearance in the spread, they hold more sway and more weight over the pip cards. So even if there were only one Major Arcana card in here, that one Major Arcana is going to hold more sway over everything else, okay? The pip cards are on the mundane level, the physical, everyday life that we lead. Right in the center, I have the Tower card. Let me show you this. Okay. Now, the Tower card represents the planet and the energy of Uranus. And Uranus is known as the Great Awakener. And typically when Uranus comes into the picture, he comes in to shake things up, okay? If you've been stuck in a situation or you've been stuck, you just feel like you can't, sometimes the universe, in order to help you move forward, will bring a situation or bring a person into your life that kind of shakes things up for you. That's because you need to be moving. You're no longer learning any higher lessons. You're no longer asking or wondering about the higher purpose of things. So the universe will come in and make these, will have create situations and circumstances and bring people into your life that are coming in to shake you up and make you question things. Okay. Now, a lot of people, when they see this, the Tower card, get very, very nervous about it. The truth of the matter is that it represents unexpected things. Okay. And typically these unexpected things come out of the blue. That's why you see that representation of the lightning there, knocking the crown off. This is something that it strikes you and you're like, what the hell just happened? Okay. But this is also a representative of a eureka moment. Aha. All right. So it can play either way. I'm not sensing that this is anything bad. What I'm looking at, I feel I have 1, 2, 3, 4 major arcana with the overall energy being of a major arcana. Now, whether you are a water sign, an air sign, a fire sign, or an earth sign, it's not going to matter. We're just going to be focused really on the situation, okay? What the cards are saying. And the way the cards are read are past, present, and future, past, present, and future with the interplay of the cards. So right in the center, we have this either this great idea, this eureka moment that has happened to us, or something is going to come in to kind of shake us up. All right. And I'm definitely looking at changes trying to come in. And I think for some of you, we have the Fool, and the Fool is the 0 card. In effect, he's like the infant. So this is a new energy trying to come in, okay? And right behind that is the World card. And the World card represents Saturn. And Saturn is all about, first of all, in his positive aspects, he's about building up structure, and he's about time. In other words, you may have been working in a particular job, or you've been at a particular level in your work, or you've been, whatever the case may be, you've been at it for a long, long time. Okay. So in being at it for a long, long time, you've gotten skills, you've gotten experience, yada, 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 seniority, whatever the case may be. Okay. And so Saturn is there to help you build up solid foundations and solid structures. He represents time, and he is the Lord of Karma. Now, what I'm sensing from the cards is that for some of you, the end of being kind of stuck in that space, and the reason why I'm using this as stuck in a space, this card represents the end of a cycle. But as you notice, that woman is inside the wreath, okay? So in effect, it's like you're right on the precipice or the cusp of breaking out of this. But while you are stuck where you are, there's a measure of protection surrounding you, okay? We see that something brand new has come in. And for some of you, it could be quite sudden. This, whatever this thing is that has come in for you, is representative of the end of your struggle or cycle that you're going through. But I can see that for some of you, you are hesitating. This is the Knight of Wands. Now, in this particular deck, this Knight of Wands, he says that you have a choice that you can make, okay? And you're kind of like on the precipice of which way you want to go. It's about hesitating to use your power. As you can see, they're facing, their body are facing one way, but their heads are facing, him and the horse are facing another way. So this is about, you know, wanting to move forward and knowing that you can move forward, okay? But, and you have that desire to move forward, but for whatever reason, you're kind of hesitating, okay? Afraid to use your power. Maybe this is about being afraid to make a choice, maybe the wrong choice. That always happens, right? But I just say if it's the wrong choice, shit, you try to figure out how to make it right. You know, that's all you can do. So don't allow your choices to make you fearful of doing something. Now, I can see whether you are male or female, we have the Queen of Wands. Now, the Queen of Wands, her message is, kind of things related to food and drink. Someone who has, she kind of carries a big stick and walks kind of softly, okay? But typically when the Queen of Wands shows up, this is somebody who's got their passion, their energy, and their drive, okay? Focused. It's about the creativity. This could even be about, even if you're a male, all of a sudden you're getting a download of information, or all of these ideas are coming in. That's the receptive feminine part, okay? So you're getting all of these ideas. And I do think for some of you, some of these things are spontaneously cropping up for you, all right? So it's like you've got a fire under your butt. This is the present. And what I have here is the Two of Cups. I feel that for some of you, you're going to quite suddenly meet the partner that you need. If you've been wanting to go into business with someone, if you've been looking for that right kind of partner to come in, or that right collaborator, or that right patron or sponsor, that other half that's going to be able to help you do what it is you're trying to do and you've been working on for so long, this card tells me that that person is coming up and that you may meet this person quite suddenly. You could even meet this person while you're on a trip, because the message of this card is, going on a journey. Well, this speaks to world travel. Okay, so I do feel that for many of you, whether you're going to be traveling literally, or if this is figuratively, maybe you are collaborating with someone overseas. You're doing it mostly through the internet. Okay, this is traveling in the mind. Okay, so the internet and those things are wonderful, wonderful tools to help us do that. Now, what I'm looking at here, this is really a beautiful spread on the surface, where I don't see anything that I really would want to pull Sabila's on, but I am going to take a look at this Tower because he could go either way. What I'm looking at here is the Ace card. And this Ace card, all aces are yeses, no matter what deck they're in. This says yes. This says that whatever project you've been working on, it's a go. This also says that whatever ideas that you have, if you've been wondering if these are the right ideas for you, or how these things, this just says it's an opportunity. So I don't want to give you the impression that this is saying, yes, it's going to be very successful. This says that whatever plans or ideas or whatever you've got in the works or you've been thinking about, and even if you've started on it, this says that, yes, you're going in the right direction. Okay. If that's your question. Now here I have the Six of Cups. And if you look at this card, it has a beautiful balance. We have 3 cups on one side and 3 cups on the other. And this card, if I'm not mistaken, is known as the Harmony card. This is pretty much everything and everyone is in the right place. This is like being in the right place at the right time, okay? And it ends with Justice. Now, we are in our Jupiter and Libra cycle, and I've been talking to you about Jupiter and Libra since it came into effect October 2016. Jupiter makes a return to each individual zodiac sign once every 12 years. Okay, so some of you may have Libra rising, some of you may have a lot of Libra points in your chart. You can find out that information over on the website. You can create a birth chart. But what this says is that what Jupiter in Libra does is Jupiter in Libra gives you an opportunity to clear out all of that old rubbish in terms of partnership. Okay. And Libra rules partnerships. So this is business partnerships, romantic partnerships, and those one-to-one relationships that we have. But the most important relationship you're ever going to have is the one that you have for yourself. So Jupiter comes in to help clear out all that old rubbish. And now it's here to provide you opportunities to do something new, to take your game to the next level. Okay. Justice says that that's time now. Okay, so justice is all about the karma of the situation. Here we have justice and the world. Okay, this tells you that you're at the end of a karmic cycle. Now, for some of you, we have these eclipses coming up, one on the penumbral lunar eclipse, and that one goes all the way back, I think, to 1998. So it could very well be that people if you have Aquarius, Leo factors in your chart, you're going to be running back. Aquarius rules groups, charitable organizations, humanitarian operations, friends, teams, networks, okay? Leo rules your creativity, your romance, your joy, your fun. It also rules children and babies and lovers, but this is the work spread. So we're going to, now I'm not going to deny some of you may be ending up, you may be traveling or working with someone, and you may end up meeting someone really that you can fall in love with. It's going to be that type of collaborative, somebody you can love and somebody you can work with. Okay. So there. But Libra wants fairness, balance, equality, harmony, and justice. Now, the Hierophant has made an appearance. And for all intents and purposes, what I'm looking at in this reading in a jumbled up kind of way is a commitment. Okay? Now, we can be committed in many areas of our lives. We can be committed to our friendships. We can be committed to our family. We can be committed to our work and our colleagues that we work with, or we can be in a committed relationship in the romantic sense. However, some people are not always interested in marriage and kids. They are committed to their work, okay? And so this I'm looking at, in effect, this is a work spread. So what I'm looking at is like a marriage. I went to see Steely Dan, one of my favorite groups. And Donald Fagen and Jeff Beck have been together for over 25 years. That's longer than a lot of marriages that I know between a husband and a wife, okay? And so I'm looking at that type of marriage. This is about wedding yourself to something, okay? And in the work sense, I feel that some of you are going to get the opportunity to be in the right place at the right time, and you are going to meet someone that you really can collaborate with. This type of relationship is somebody that just kind of gets you, everything gels, all right? And everything improves when you get to when the two of you get together. It's like the two energies mix, and then those two energies become a third entity altogether. So this is literally when two people come together to create a third thing that's greater than the two of them individually. And here is the Hierophant. Now, the Hierophant also rules banks, colleges, universities. He rules any place where there's a hierarchical structure, the military, any place where you've got, levels of divisions, okay? So this could be that some of you may end up, what this is telling me is, I think that maybe some of you in the context of where you work may end up getting a job in that type of environment. Okay, maybe that project that you're going to be working on will be picked up by some type of entity like that. But this card also rules values, okay? So it is about the balance and the harmony, making sure that you're going to get paid, or you're going to get what it's worth, that you know your skills are worth and what you put into that value. But also it's about knowing, or the question becomes, what do I sell my soul for? Okay, so it could be that some of you may come into contact with some type of organization or hierarchical structure that wants, say for instance, you've been working on I don't know, what's that, Julian Assange has a 2068 hex key, decryption key or encryption key. Well, maybe you've been working on a 300 or a 512. It's probably already in existence and I don't know about it. But maybe that's what you've been working on. And all of a sudden the government comes to you and they want to purchase this thing. And then you find out what it's for and you're like, what the hell? The money's good. Okay. But you may decide that the application in which you want to use this, you want to use it for the greater good. Okay. That's what I'm trying to say. Because why? Because justice wants fairness and balance and equality across all realms. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull these Sibilas. This is a really lovely spread. And I think that in one instance, this is the future vertical column. And what I'm looking at here is that I think that you may be just on the verge of deciding, you know what, I think I'm going to wait or go in a different direction when this happens. And if that is the case, know that that happened because your karmic debt has been paid. Okay. Now, if this is talking about, let's say, eclipses here, and this is not reading like an eclipse, but I'm bringing that up because if you can help it, You want to be very cautious signing any documents. Now, we just came out of the Mercury retrograde, and, you know, life has to go on. It really has to go on. You can't stop living your life because the planets are doing weird things. But my advice is always to people, if you can delay signing a piece of paper, a contract, meeting with people, going into negotiations 3 days before and 3 days after, try to. Now, we always know that this is not always possible, because it looks like maybe for some of you, this cycle is gonna show up quite suddenly, just out of the blue. But if you can kind of delay it a little bit, try to if you can. The reason why I always try to caution people is because eclipses blot out things. That's what they do. This is a full moon lunar eclipse. So the eclipse blots out the sun. So you're not going to see what you need to see. There's going to be a blind spot. So there's either going to be something that you don't see about the individual that you're dealing with, or something you don't see about the situation that you're dealing with. Okay? So you kind of want to wait if you can. I do understand that you may not be able to, but at the same time, this guy also represents a council. Maybe get somebody to look over that contract that you're signing so that they can see the fine print. You yourself, because you're going to be in that situation, won't be able to see something. So maybe you can get somebody else with a different set of eyes to look at it for you. Okay? And I would love to hear if this comes about for anybody. I'm going to mention this travel ban that's going on, because this is kind of leaping out at me. I think that perhaps for some of you, in terms of work, maybe employees or employers, you may have some people stuck. They haven't been able to come in. We know that this happened quite suddenly, completely disrupted a lot of things and a lot of lives for people. But to me, this card says that eventually this is going to be work. Every person in their proper place. Okay, so eventually, and here's the Justice card. So I think that this is in terms of the work context. And, you know, I'm not going to make any political statements on what I think that could mean for personal relationships. But I do sense, because this is work, you're going to get an opportunity. Here we have the government. This is the Hierophant. He's kind of representative of that hierarchical structure that I'm talking about. The Fool, the Tower, and Justice. So let's go ahead and pull cards on this Tower. Oh, I need to get my angel answer cards. So as soon as let me put these down and go run and grab those right quick, okay? Sorry about that. Here we go. I did a reading for a client last night in Australia. We were on the phone for 3 hours, but it was so much fun. Okay. Oh, that ain't what I'm doing. Let me get back to pulling the Sibilas. And these are the Endovenas on this Tower card. And quite frankly, for me, I just, on the surface, you know, this is just something that comes out of the blue. Of course, because I'm reading for so many people, for some of you, this thing coming out of the blue can be positive. For others of you, maybe not so positive. And I do see here, we're hesitating to make a choice or to move in a direction. Then suddenly something happens that says, you know, just do it. Just do it. And the message of the Fool is trust in the universe, and don't assume that you're going to know how things are going to turn out, because that can turn into a self-fulfilling prophecy. Okay? So try to remain as balanced and open as you can. Watch out for them stinking eclipses. Read the fine print. I'm going to pull the cards on this Hierophant, because sometimes the Hierophant can represent a person who presents one way, but it's completely another. The Tower. Well, the three cards are the presents. So this is an unexpected gift of some sort, okay? Depending on how it comes, you may not be looking at it like a gift, all right? And I say that because the next card is weakness, okay? So for some of you, this really may have come, and whatever this thing is that has arrived, it has kind of knocked you for a loop. But then I have the city house. Now, I'm looking at this, and the only thing that I can see in terms of movement would be the Fool and the World card. But also, sometimes a tower can talk about structures that are not buildings, actual buildings, that may have some type of structural defect, okay? In which case, you, if you can, find someone to come in and take a look at it before you're signing anything. So if any of you have moved wanting to buy a new house, or you're buying a new condo or what have you, before, you know, and even if you've already signed on that dotted line, go back and take a look at what can be done in case there was something structurally wrong with the building that nobody disclosed to you when you were doing the when you were making the deal. Okay. Here's justice. So if you're moving into a place and you see that there's some kind of slight foundational issues, go ahead and snap your pictures. Keep that to show before you've taken possession. And a lot of times what I do, if I move into a new place and I see something's wrong, I don't take possession of that. Even if I may have signed the lease, I don't take possession of it. And that just means you don't move your shit in until they come in and fix it. So what you do is you document whatever it is that you say is wrong. And they have to, you know, fix that before you'll take possession of the apartment. Okay? Because really the lease doesn't really start until you move in with the occupancy. You can sign it, but if you ain't living there, that's kind of a technicality. But so that's one meaning of the card. But I also sense in some meaning that I feel that some of you have been feeling perhaps as though whatever you've been doing, where you've been doing it, you know, it's making you feel not very good. And so we can look at this in the sense like your foundation, okay? And so what we're trying to do, maybe your foundation is being shaken, you know, but it's being shaken for a reason. It's time for you to get up and move and do something now, okay? And the third interpretation I'm going to give you is that I want you, these two cards, to be cautious if you're dealing with big organizations, you know, those big monster corporations. Be very, very cautious if you're going to work for them or doing any work, consulting work or anything like that. Be very careful signing any new agreements. Okay, so that's what I have for the, oh no, I want to pull cards. I said so, right? On this Hierophant, I don't think this is anything bad. I just think this is the card's way of saying there's something good coming for you, but, you know, don't be naive, okay? Don't get so many stars and dollar signs in your eyes that you're not damn paying attention to where you're going, you know? Some people are like that. They work real, real hard, and then suddenly they get this huge break, and then they become afraid of it. Everything that they've been working for their whole lives. And suddenly it's right there within their grasp, and they balk, you know. So try to work through that fear if that is happening to you. Oh, well, I don't want to move and leave my friends, and I don't want. That's why they have planes, trains, and damn automobiles, internet, texts, snail mail. There's no reason why you can't stay in contact. Because this could be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. The Tower with the Ace of Wands. You know, and sometimes opportunity comes, and it don't come around again. All right, the Hierophant. Right. Remember I was saying to you, for some reason he kept kind of giving off that impression to me So what I have is a visit. Now, this could be about a job interview, okay? Or two people, you're coming together to negotiate or look over some things. There's the enemy. And here is the inconstancy, okay? So in a way, I was telling you, this Hierophant, if he's a person, he may be some person that you're going to be dealing with in this particular entity or organization. You maybe have already gone to visit. I want you to be very, very wary of this individual. This individual is going to be someone who, for all intents and purposes, look like he wouldn't squash a fly. Okay, they tend to be very moralistic, rather rigid in their temperament and their beliefs, extremely proper. They've got all of the boxes checked on the outside, but there's something not quite right with them on the inside. Inconstancy. So this person could literally be smiling in your face and shaking your hand and then working behind the scenes to thwart you. So I do ask that you try to be vigilant. And people say, well, how do I know? You know, if your instincts are telling you, if your spidey sensors are going off telling you that something ain't right about that person, just know something ain't right. You don't necessarily have to know exactly what that is. That's your internal warning system telling you to be on guard. Pay attention to it. That can tell you better than I can tell you. Okay? So, let's pull an angel answer card. And so for those of you in terms of your work, money, and career, that this spread did not answer any of your questions, what the angel answer card can do is either give you that answer or perhaps give you some advice on perhaps what you should or should not do. Ultimately, it's your choice. So don't be saying that you said no. You have a choice. This may just can help you with your choice, but it's up to you whether you take the advice or not. Or it could simply give you some comfort and some solace if that's what you need. So we're going to pull one card. Please formulate your question in your mind. Trying to get a good shuffle on this. One more time, and then I'm going to pull one card, and that's going to be our angel answer to close out this reading. Here we go. It says, if you believe. If you believe. I do hope that means something for someone out there, even if it's just one person. Okay, because sometimes all we need to hear is just believe it. What's that? The movie, the one with Kevin Costner, if you build it, they will come. That kind of thing. Have faith. Have faith. Okay, so that's what I have for you on the work area. And I'm going to stop the video now. Thank you so much for joining me. I do hope those messages helped. Come on over, subscribe to the blog, get a membership, come join me. I'd love to have you over. I'll be back in a little bit with the second half. So until next time, namaste. This is a short add-on for the work reading. We ended with the Hierophant and those three cards. One was with the Namiko. This message may just be for one person, but I'm going to throw it out here anyway. The message that I'm getting is that someone is working on like their PhD. They're working on their master's. Actually, it's like a PhD. And you're dealing with one professor because the Hierophant can represent a teacher or a counselor. And you're dealing with one professor, perhaps, who, for whatever reason, it seems like no matter what you're doing with your citations or the way you're doing your research, it's just not good enough for that person. The message that I'm picking up is that maybe you should go talk to somebody about that maybe you haven't said anything out of deference for that person's position, as if they know better than you. I'm going to tell you like my daddy used to say, in some cases, PhD stands for piled high and deep. Take that for what it's worth. But I would suggest that if that is your situation, whomever this message is for, that you speak to someone else in the department. And I think you should do it perhaps as soon as possible. Simply just ask the questions and let them know what issues that you're having. with this particular teacher or counselor individual. And the reason why I say you should do it as soon as possible is because if you wait till around the eclipses, if they're doing anything nefarious to block you or they're just being butt heads, okay, you may not be able to prove that after the eclipses, because sometimes what will happen is eclipses do hide things. Sometimes you will end up finding out exactly, it'll be revealed to you what happened. And then there are other times when you will never get the answer. So I'm sensing that you should at least bring this to someone's attention as fast as you possibly can. All right, that's the message. I'm done. I'm going to shut this down now, and then I'm going to set up for the romance portion of the reading. Okay, namaste. I hope that helps somebody. Bye. Hi, traveler. Oh, hi, travelers. I'm back with the second portion of the open reading, and this portion is going to be for romance and personal relationships. This is a general reading, and the messages will not resonate with anybody. It's not for any specific time frame. Take what you can, disregard what you cannot. In order for you to gain any insight on your specific situation does require a personal reading, and you can go over. I do the reading 6 days a week. And my turnaround time is 48 to 72 hours. Somebody has contacted me for a video reading, and I have not gotten back to you. I will do so as soon as I finish this, okay? So that's pretty much it. We're going to be using the Radiant White deck, the regular La Vida Sibilas, and then I also have the Angel Answer cards here. So let's get started. I did make a few announcements at the beginning of the work portion of this reading. So go back and listen to maybe the first 5 minutes of the video. It's going to all be spliced together. And go back and listen to the first, I don't know, 3 to 5 minutes of the work portion of the video. And there are the announcements, okay? I'm not going to go through that again. So I'm pressed for time today. So we're going to go ahead and get started. This reading will be for heterosexual and same-sex couples, okay? Here we go, 9 cards down. Welcome new subscribers. Old subscribers, thanks for sticking with me. Here we go, 9 cards down. 4 of Cups, the Strength card, the Hermit, the Moon, the 5 of Swords, the Devil. Well, that Devil. The Hierophant. Oh, these cards. The 4 of Coins. And the Ace of Wands. Well, well, well. Underneath the deck, I have the Emperor. Okay. I'm laughing because the Devil shows up right in front of the Hierophant. Okay, so again, for those of you who don't know much about the tarot, it's broken into 2 groups. The first section is known as the Major Arcana. These cards, there are 22 cards. They are numbered from 0 to 21. The 0 card is not counted. These are our higher purpose and higher meaning cards. These are our life lessons and spiritual lessons. And then we have what are known as the pip cards. And the pip cards are our numbered cards, which are going to be our 4 of Cups, 5 of Swords, and our 4 of Coins, along with our aces. Now, they also include our kings, queens, knights, and pages, but I don't have any here. There's no court cards in this. I would, in looking at the number of major arcana, they take more weight than the, they hold more sway over the reading than the pip cards. So even if there were only one major arcana, it would hold more weight over the reading than if the rest of these were all pip cards. But what I have is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 major arcana, with the overall energy of the spread being a major arcana. So, holy moly. I have two repeater number sequences. I have 2 4s, the 4 of cups, the 4 of coins, and 2 5s. I have the 5 of swords and the Hierophant. If I really wanted to, I can count this. This would be the third 4, okay? It's not really in the reading, so we're going to kind of leave that out. So right off the bat, 2 4s mean a change of address, a house move, okay? Even though I'm not seeing any movement here in this spread at all. I think that's why this card has come out. Somebody wants someone to move and somebody doesn't want to move, okay? And this has caused arguments and fights. This is the 5 of Swords, and this is our focus card. Now, there's a theme of 3 here, so I'm not exactly sure if a third party has come into the situation. I'm going to say yes, a third party has come into the situation. And let me explain to you why. Here I have 3 cups in effect. There's that 4th one. These are 5 swords, but there are 3 people in the picture, okay? There's the devil in the center and 2 people chained at the base. Typically that devil speaks to some kind of temptation coming into the relationship. Here is the Hierophant. Now, this card speaks to institutions, whereas institutions, hospitals, banks, corporations, the military, but it also talks about marriage, because marriage is considered an institution. And it is about social norms and doing the right thing. And here we have the 2 people standing in front of this priest, ostensibly. So, I don't know if this 5 of Swords and the thing about moving is because a third party has come into a relationship and somebody's moving out, or if someone has been kicked out of the home. But what remains is that either somebody doesn't want to leave or they don't want someone else to leave. The 5 of Swords, swords represent thoughts, beliefs, ideas, communications, perceptions, beliefs. Okay? And in the 5 of Swords, this is the card of arguments and fights. It also speaks to self-defeat. And it also talks about there are no winners in this situation. So is what you're fighting over or what you're fighting for really worth the effort? That's what the 5 of Swords stands for. Okay? Now, the way the cards are read, and that's our focus. So everything else that's happening in the spread is happening around this conflict. That's what 5s represent. 5s represent conflict, and they represent changes. But these changes always come from the outside. They don't come from internally. They come from outside. Outside forces, situations coming in, people coming in, the timing not being right. It's an outside influence. Because I have 5 major arcana in the spread, this tells me that really it's something that you had no control over. There's no way you could have perhaps foreseen that whatever this thing is that is causing this conflict or this fight was going to crop up. Indeed, I feel that some of you have found out or will be finding out that there has been some kind of secret sexual relationship going on. You see, the devil represents the earthly plane. So he represents all the things in the physical world, those things that make us feel good and that we enjoy doing, and those things that make us feel good and we enjoy doing that we know we shouldn't do. All right. So we're talking about food and drink and sex, all of those things that, you know, Those things we need, all of them, that's true. But sometimes people go overboard and, they're doing these things in excess. With the moon being here, this tells me that something was hidden, okay? Now, I'm picking up the theme of 3, somebody crawling out of the water like a crustacean, okay? But also that these two people that are in this relationship are in it for the long haul. They're chained at the base together. But here's this third thing sitting at the top that has come in, okay? And has really taken over the relationship. Now, I'm not sensing that this is a perhaps drug or alcohol situation. That's not how that reads. I would expect to see the 7 of Cups or the 3 of Cups in there. I could say offhand that maybe in the past somebody did have some type of perhaps addiction issue. And I'm bringing that up because I have the devil here. Okay, but they've been resisting. You see, we have the Strength card here. Okay, so whatever this offer is that has come in, they have been resisting this offer. And this is our past row. They've been resisting this offer. They don't think that this offer is good for them. They're not even excited about it. Not really. And so they've been, through sheer will, force, and determination, they've been resisting this offer. But we can see that the individual has been giving it great thought. Here is the Hermit. Now, in some instances, the Hermit will represent a single person or someone who's not been in a relationship for a very, very long time. But the general essence of the Hermit is somebody who takes a good, deep look within at themselves. They may be, it's called looking for the essence of things. Someone who's able to really pinpoint, laser down, focus in on what this situation is all about, perhaps what it means to them on a very, very deep level. But ostensibly what's supposed to happen is once he's able to figure that out, he's supposed to be able to come out and tell you this, okay? Because he's a teacher as well. He's not only a scholar, but he's a teacher. So that lamp that he holds is for him to find his way through the dark. But at the same time, that light is also for those people themselves that are in the dark to find their way to become illuminated. But we see that there has been no illumination on this. The moon speaks to deep emotions. It speaks to the subconscious, things coming up from the subconscious. It speaks to psychic, like being able to feel people, okay, or know that they're thinking about you, these kind of things. But the moon also speaks to fears, okay? That's why in the old monster movies, the vampires and the werewolves come out when it's a full moon, because that's supposed to bring out the beast and the animal. And here you have you have the domesticated side of yourself and you have the wild side of yourself. And I do feel that there have been arguments and fights about somebody not being able to control the wild side of themselves. Okay. I feel that, and this is kind of crappy news coming right around Valentine's Day, but Valentine's Day is falling in between 2 eclipses. We do have a full moon eclipse coming up, February either 11th or 12th. This is the penumbral eclipse, and it is running along the Leo Aquarius axis. So this is always about karma. Eclipses are always about karmic credits and karmic debts coming due, okay? If you've been behaving properly, then you're going to get your karmic credit. You're going to get the good stuff. If you've been behaving badly and you got credits owed, okay, then some shit's fixing to go down. Here we have Leo and Aquarius. This represents Venus in Aquarius. And Venus is not in Aquarius. It doesn't like it. Its natural sign rules 2, Taurus and Libra, okay? And Venus is can be very, very superficial, in love with love, likes people for just the way they look or the kind of things that they can get you or give you. It is about the outward presentation. It's not about that deep surface kind of love. It's not this kind of love, that deep kind of a love. It can be very, very flighty and superficial. In the Roman mythology, Venus was a philanderer. She had lots of affairs. She even had kids outside the marriage, okay? Her husband, God bless him, Vulcan, didn't kill her when he found out that she was sleeping with all of these people, but he set traps for them. Here we have the Hierophant. Now, I was just explaining to you that the Hierophant is about, he rules the house of Taurus. And Taurus sits on the second house. The second house is about values, your self-value. What kind of value do you place on yourself, your self-esteem, your self-worth? It's about your bank accounts, your movable possessions, your money. This is the money that you make for yourself, okay? The eighth house is all of those things, but within a relationship with somebody. So here's the Hierophant. And the Hierophant says, well, we need to do the right thing. I want to do the right thing. And in one respect, this could be somebody not making a decision because they're afraid to make a decision about what the right thing is to do. Okay? That really could be what that means. And we're finding now, suddenly, perhaps after some great thought, that our values don't match anymore. Okay, you're not treating me fairly, or I thought we were going to be in this relationship because we wanted the same things. And maybe this is saying that this has come under question now. That's what the Jupiter in Libra cycle does. Jupiter in Libra will come along. It comes along once every 12 years. Each individual zodiac sign gets to host it for 1 year. And Jupiter in Libra wants to get rid of all of that old rubbish in terms of all of your relationships so that you can get something new. Something that's going to be fair and equitable and harmonious. Now, that is the other side of Venus, okay? So each planet has its positives and its negative energies. Each tarot card has its positives and its negatives. Now, we can see here with these two cards that this is somebody perhaps staunchly set on not doing whatever it is that they should do, or whatever the right thing is to do. Because this card could be about somebody who is set in their ways. They're very, very stubborn, and they're not going to move. Not only that, but they could tend to be very, very stingy and very greedy, okay? Stingy in the sense that they don't want to share their money with you, their time with you, their emotions with you. They don't want to have a conversation with you. And greedy in the sense that they just want you to keep giving, 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 and they're just taking, 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 okay? But this card is also about whatever gains that you have presently, hanging on to those and not investing those into anything in the future right now. And sometimes that's a good place to be. So if this is a relationship that is on the verge, maybe on the verge of a split up where there's property and money involved, maybe even children. I don't see any children in this, but we won't rule that out. Then this could be about maybe maintaining your position right now, because that may be the best thing for you. So what do I do if I'm in this situation? Well, you're going to have to do what you feel is best for you. The tarot will never tell you what to do. The tarot can advise you, but, ultimately it's going to be your choice. Now, what I see is this Ace of Wands here. And this Ace of Wands is a yes in this. And it's the last card down. And it really, I don't understand what it's saying to me right here, except for this future vertical column. This is somebody who's been along for a very, very long time in a relationship, hasn't had one. And suddenly, or maybe they have felt all alone within the relationship. And suddenly, whenever the Devil and the Ace of Wands pops up, that is a sexual relationship. This is a very, very heated, deep, sexually passionate relationship. Now, that could be all there is, because the truth of the matter is, I'm not seeing any 2 of Cups, okay, or 6 of Cups. I'm seeing a 4 of Cups, and that's the only cup card that's here. And as I was saying, Venus is not sometimes about deep love. She's about that superficial shit. So over here I have the Emperor, and this is the overall energy of the spread. And the Emperor he represents an Aries. This is a masculine energy, but this is someone who, in a sense, can be someone who may be very stern but fair, okay? But when he's in his negative aspects, this is somebody who it's his way or the highway, and he does not budge from that. Whether this is a feminine person or whether this is a female, because we know there's some women that can be just as jacked up as some men, if not more sometimes. Okay, so this is going to apply, this characterization of this person is going to apply whether it is a male or female. heterosexual or same-sex, okay? And that's the energy that, to me, that is coming off of this emperor. Well, not only is he somebody who says it's my way or the highway, but this is also somebody who is going to fight you dirty to keep exactly whatever it is that they got. In other words, they're not willing to give up the new piece on the side, okay? And they're not willing to split up anything that they built within this, because this card talks about building structure, okay? He's about building things over time. He's about the physical world, so cars, money, jewelry, clothing, property, bank accounts. Here's the Hierophant. And this is somebody going, you know, maybe there's an offer been put on the table for you to get out of this relationship. And you like, hell no. I've been with you X amount of years and I helped you become who you are, the person you are today. And you telling me you're not going to, you know, treat me fairly. You already been disrespecting me within the relationship and humiliating me. And you mean to tell me that's, and so this is what the fight's over. And in one respect, I can say that's a yes. Now that is the only way that this ace tells me that that's true. Because this way, I don't know what the hell's going on down here. I'm just going to be honest with you. I could try to bullshit you, but that's not going to do me any good. Here, this could be someone coming out of their space, perhaps around the eclipse. But I don't know. Maybe this is somebody saying, you know what, I don't even want to be in this relationship anymore. I'd just rather stay alone. I don't know. Because the moon says, I don't know. The moon says that answer is unknown. Yes, it's unknown. You know, I don't know what this person is doing here. You know, and it could be that you're still in the house with the same person, but you may as well be alone. And it could also be that some of you, if you're not on that end, this could be you cheating on your spouse. See, it goes both ways. It's not always the man cheating on the woman. It goes both ways. Okay. And basically, in a sense, you know, well, really, it could go either way. So however this message applies, if you recognize yourself, raise your hand. Okay. And what's so funny to me, the reason why I laughed when the cards first came out is look at this. They're the exact mirror image of each other. Can you see that? They're the exact mirror image of each other. And this Hierophant has he knows some things. There's some secret knowledge there. And this is somebody who doesn't want whatever this devil is talking about to touch them. See, he's got white shoes on his feet. See that? He ain't going to let whatever this devil is touch him. He's not even going to step into it. All right? So let's pull some Sabilas on this, because dang. Here we go. Whew. Jesus. And I'm always bitching that my love life sucks. I look at cards like this and I'm like, woo, Jesus, thank God I'm alone. Man. This is very complex. This is a very, very complex reading. And I think there are lots of things going on within this situation. And I would definitely say that there is a lot of heat and ice. That's what I keep getting. Heat and ice. You know, we're hot and then we're cold. We're arguing and then we're making up. And but there's definitely a very heavily sexual component to this. Very much so. This person is trying to satisfy whatever desires that they have. But it's really from a sexual standpoint. And it's almost like this card is saying that this person has never had that before. You know? Well, the melancholia fell out, the sadness. We're going to put that back in. I would agree that that's what this whole, if this is the situation for someone out there, I would be sad about it too. Okay. The first thing I want to take a look at really is this devil. And as I was saying to you about the eclipses, Eclipses hide things, people. And sometimes what has been hidden will be revealed to you at some point, and then there are other times that you never get the answer. So you may have to resign yourself to the fact that in the end, you may never really know what the hell was going on. And is that really worth fighting over? Wasting any more time on it? Well, only you can decide that. Let's look at this devil. What I'm picking up, the 3 cards, I feel that whomever the third person is somebody within your group of friends. That's what Aquarius rules. This is what I'm talking about in the eclipse. This is how things can, there's usually something when eclipses come that's hidden from you that you don't see. It's a blindside kind of a thing. Sometimes, once the eclipse passes, things become more clear. Things are shown to you. You see things that you didn't see before. But I would be remiss as a card reader in telling you that that's always the case. Okay? Here we have Superbia. Now, this card is about arrogance and vanity and hubris. Remember I was saying this is the kind of person who just says, it's going to be my way or highway. No, I'm not leaving you, and I'm not giving up that person either. And peacocks usually represent the males in relationship. Same sex or heterosexual, whomever's going to take the role of the male. Bambino. This is a new kind of sexual relationship for this person. Something new. I think because it's the devil, it's a whole new physical experience for the person. That's what the cards are trying to say. Now, what that means, I don't know. Okay. It touches this person on a very, very deep core level. What that means, I don't know. For that person, I don't know. And that may be something you may be asking and you're not getting an answer. Well, you may never get that answer. They may not even be able to explain it to you. Let's look at the moon. Now see, it's telling 2 stories. 2 stories here. On the moon. Isn't that interesting? I'm looking at the enemy or the rival. Now, whether same-sex or heterosexual, this is representative of that third party coming in. So on one end, it can be talking about a heterosexual relationship. Maybe there's another female that has come in, okay? But in same-sex, this could be a male, all right? Now, if it's the other way around, you're the woman having the affair, okay? This speaks to yo Sancho, yo boo. Okay? That's what that's talking about. Maybe your boo gave you an ultimatum because he's looking forward. This is the card of negotiations and contracts. Okay? Maybe the person has said, you know what, you either need to leave him or we can't be together no more. Messaggere. Okay? Well, here is the moon. Hidden messages. Remember I was talking about psychic things, but also we cannot rule out that this could be a reference because the cards aren't always very, very specific in terms of time. They're not specific at all in timing. Okay, and if I knew how to give you timing in the tarot, I would quit reading cards and just teach people how to do damn timing because I can make a mint. Okay, but there's a reference to the moon here. So this could be finally around the time of the full moon, which will be in eclipse, okay, you're going to get some news. This speaks to a message from far away, but this card does not tell me whether this news is good or bad. It just says that there's a message coming from far away. That message may be something that you dread hearing because it's fearful. Okay, it may be something you don't know is coming. You don't know what the contents are. I just told you, don't tell me whether it's good or it's bad. Okay, and it could be that you get the information that you need from a different source. Take that for what it's worth. Now, I want to take a look at this. I want to look at this Four of Cups. This is really what I'm because it's the lead card out. Whatever this is, know that in one respect, because there's so many major arcana cards here, it's kind of like it's out of your hands. And I hate to tell people that because you're like, damn, there ought to be something I can do. Well, sometimes we're not supposed to do anything. Sometimes we're supposed to just let stuff play out to see where it's, this is where the karma comes in. Okay, because you can make the choice to do something and then you make the situation worse. And that is the devil. Remember I was talking about self-sabotage and self-defeat? That's the devil. Sometimes a thing that you fear the worst will cause you to throw up what you think is a protect yourself or defend yourself, and it ends up making the situation worse. So take a look at if you're wanting to do something really long-term, how is that going to really affect you and the relationship? Because this is about the karma. It's all about your choices. So, give that some thought. Maybe you want to go drag the dude out of his apartment and beat him down. Maybe you want to go grab the girl and snatch her weave. But think about that. That's not the person you really got the trouble with. So why go that route? Then the next thing you know, you done caught a case. All on Facebook. Four of Cups. Somebody having a desire and longing, okay? They've got 3 cups already, but they want something else. Maybe they don't even know what that something else is, okay? So here comes the desire and the longing. And again, this card is the meditation card. It's like the Hermit. This is somebody giving it great thought. What is it that I really, really want? What is it that I'm really looking for? What is it that I need in order to accept that cup? And again, I keep sensing that whatever this is, somebody's been thinking about it for a long, long time and they've been resisting it. And what do they want? Happiness of the heart. That old adage, the heart wants what it wants. It's no rhyme and no reason to it. Okay? The heart wants what it wants. And who are we to say that the individual is wrong for wanting what they want? It's the way perhaps they go about getting what they want that becomes the issue. So, if this did not answer a question for you, I would like for you to formulate a question in your mind. Perhaps the angel answer cards will give you an answer to your question that was not answered here. I don't know if I just said that right. If not, it may provide you with a little point in the right direction, what you should perhaps do, what you perhaps should not do. And lastly, it may just give you a bit of comfort and solace if that's what you need during this time frame. I always advise people not to make any big, bold, dramatic, major decisions around eclipses because there's something that you don't know about the situation or the person. It is a blind spot. So if you can help it, try to wait at least. Don't do anything 3 days before or 3 days after. Personally, myself, I steer clear of the whole 2 weeks because eclipses fall in a 2-week time frame. I don't do anything before the eclipse in that 2-week time frame between when the next one comes. Once the next one, the last one in that series comes, then you're kind of free to act because the next set of eclipses don't come for about 3 months. Okay? Now, that's how I operate. but not everybody can operate the way I operate. So, I mean, you can't stop living your life because, like I said, the planets are doing something weird. That's, you know, that's irrational. So, you know, you have to do what's best for you. Here we go. One card. The situation will improve. That's all I'm going to tell you. That's what I have for you. Thank you so much. I do hope those messages helped. And I do hope to see some of you come over for membership. If not, come over and at least sign up to the blog so you can get notified when I'm posting some of the articles that you'll have access to. So until next time, namaste.